Solo Leveling, originally penned by South Korean author Chu Gong, has taken the anime world by storm. Combining pure action with a meticulously crafted leveling system, it's clear how it captured the hearts of fans even before its release. With a fast paced story designed to get your heart pumping as you cheer on Sung Jinwoo's journey from zero to hero. This series promises an electrifying experience. What started as a web novel quickly exploded into a global phenomenon, even leading to a captivating webtoon adaptation. Solo Leveling has leaped into the anime world, taking fans on an electrifying journey. At the heart of this story is Sung Jinwoo, once the weakest of hunters in a world that now has portals that lead to dungeons. He experiences a transformation unlike any other. Through a twist of fate, he gains the power to level up in strength, going from the most fragile hunter to the most unstoppable force their world has ever seen. Fans eagerly awaited this anime adaptation, and when it finally dropped, it didn't disappoint. The first season, comprising 12 gripping episodes, aired from January 7th to March 31st, 2024. It brought to life the raw energy and tension of the original story, blending excellent visuals with pulse-pounding action sequences and an unforgettable soundtrack. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer to this world, Solo Leveling is the kind of anime that sinks its claws into you from the very first frame. So, what happens in those first 12 episodes? Well, it all begins with Jinwoo, a down-on-his-luck E-rank hunter who barely scrapes by in a world where hunters fight monsters to keep humanity safe. From the very beginning, we see how outmatched he is, but there's something about his unshakable resolve that makes you want to root for him. Despite his low ranking and constant brushes with death, Jinwoo keeps pushing forward, driven by a sense of duty. Then, very early on, everything changes. Jinwoo and a group of hunters stumble upon a double dungeon, an incredibly rare and perilous place. It turns out to be a death trap, and Jinwoo is the only one who makes it out alive. But his survival isn't by chance. He's granted a mysterious system that allows him to level up, as if he were in a video game. This system gives him quests, rewards, and the ability to increase his stats. And with it, the story of his transformation truly begins. As Jinwoo starts completing quests and gaining power, he faces one challenge after another, all while keeping his growing abilities hidden. He's no longer the weakling people think he is, but even his closest allies are unaware of how powerful he's becoming. These episodes don't just showcase thrilling monster battles, they also dive deep into Jinwoo's internal conflict as he tries to make sense of the system that's shaping his destiny. From his intense encounters with fearsome monsters to the ever-deepening relationships with other hunters, the first arc sets up everything we need to know about the stakes. The final few episodes leave you breathless with a climactic battle that shows just how far Jinwoo has come and hints at even greater dangers looming on the horizon. So, what did fans think of the anime adaptation? In 2 words, mostly amazing. The series has been met with massive praise, and it's easy to see why. Whether you're someone who devoured the web novel or webtoon, or you're experiencing Solo Leveling for the first time, this anime offers something special. The adaptation stays true to the source material, ensuring that the core of the story is intact, while the stunning animation elevates it to new heights. One thing that stands out is the pacing. In just 12 episodes, the anime manages to cover a good chunk of the story without rushing through any key moments. Every episode is packed with action, character development, and story progression, making it nearly impossible to look away. And then there's Jinwoo himself. His internal struggles, his quiet determination, and his relentless climb to power are all brought to life in a way that makes his journey feel raw and real. Visually, the anime is nothing short of stunning. The action sequences are fluid and dynamic, drawing you in and keeping you on the edge of your seat. The attention to detail in the character designs, the way light and color are used to create atmosphere, it all contributes to making the world of solo leveling feel vibrant and immersive. And let's not forget the soundtrack. The music is perfectly in sync with the story's highs and lows, heightening every emotional beat and action sequence. In the end, these first 12 episodes of Solo Leveling set the stage for something epic. They introduce us to a compelling protagonist, build up the central conflict, and leave us eager to see what comes next. Whether you're here for the pulse-pounding action or the slow burn of Jinwoo's character growth, this anime delivers on all fronts. And the best part is, it's just getting started. Sung Jinwoo is undeniably the heart and soul of the show. Starting as the weakest E-rank hunter, dubbed the world's weakest, his unshakable resolve and selflessness set the stage for an extraordinary transformation. Driven by a duty to support his sick mother and younger sister, Jinwoo's journey from frailty to unstoppable power is both thrilling and relatable. When we first meet Jinwoo, he's not your typical protagonist like Luffy or Ichigo. He isn't even a Yamcha. He's an E-rank hunter, the absolute lowest of the low. The world has dubbed him the world's weakest hunter, and for good reason. He can't fight. He lacks physical strength. His combat skills leave much to be desired, and his survival in the hunter world feels like pure luck. Yet, there's a quiet resilience about him. Despite being constantly outmatched, Jinwoo continues to throw himself into dangerous raids. Why? Because he's driven by a deep sense of duty to support his sick mother and younger sister. It's this early glimpse of his selflessness and unwavering determination that sets the foundation for the growth we're about to witness. Jinwoo's transformation kicks off in the Deadly Double Dungeon, a sequence that changes everything. He becomes the lone survivor of a terrifying ordeal, but instead of walking away, broken, something extraordinary happens. He's chosen by the mysterious quest system. Now, this is where the magic begins. Much like a character in a video game, Jinwoo is presented with quests, rewards, and a system that allows him to level up his stats. It's like watching a player who's always been stuck at level 1 suddenly unlock cheat codes to become a powerhouse. As Jinwoo fights his way through monsters and completes quests, we witness not just his physical growth, but a shift in his mentality. However, his rise to power isn't without its challenges. He faces internal conflicts, constantly questioning the system and his own motivations as the responsibilities of his newfound abilities weigh on him. One of the most fascinating aspects of Jinwoo's development is his decision to keep his abilities under wraps. He knows that showing off could bring unwanted attention and maybe even put his loved ones in danger. This strategic, cautious side of Jinwoo makes him a complex character, one who's learning not just how to wield power, but how to handle its consequences. We also see how Jinwoo's relationships evolve with other hunters. Early on, he's viewed as a burden, a guy everyone needs to protect. But as he becomes stronger, respect starts to follow. This slow shift, as he earns the admiration of his peers, makes his transformation all the more satisfying. It's not just instant success, it's earned. The core of Jinwoo's journey is his battle with himself. He's constantly torn between the thrill of growing stronger and the fear of what might happen if he loses control. The quest system, while empowering, is an enigma, and the morally gray choices it presents force Jinwoo to grapple with deeper questions about power and responsibility. This inner conflict brings depth to his character, adding emotional weight to the action-packed scenes. By the end of these 12 episodes, Sung Jinwoo's character has already begun a remarkable arc. His evolution from the weakest to someone far more powerful is both thrilling and relatable, solidifying him as a protagonist viewers can root for. While Jinwoo rightfully takes the spotlight, Solo Leveling is far from a one-man show. The supporting characters add layers of intrigue, humor, and emotional depth to the story. For example, Yoo Jin-ho. At first glance, he's the rich kid who seems a bit out of his depth in the hunter world. But appearances can be deceiving. What Jin-ho lacks in experience, he makes up for with loyalty and heart. He quickly becomes Jinwoo's most steadfast companion, adding a touch of humor and lightness to the series. His interactions with Jinwoo give us a chance to see the protagonist in a different light, revealing a softer, more human side. Jinho's growth mirrors Jinwoo's in some ways. He may not be as powerful, but his determination to prove himself, especially to Jinwoo, makes him a character to watch. No great hero can shine without formidable foes, and Solo Leveling doesn't disappoint. The antagonists and monsters serve as constant tests for Jinwoo, pushing him to his limits and forcing him to grow. From rival hunters to dungeon bosses, the first arc of Solo Leveling introduces a wide range of enemies. These antagonists aren't just there for Jinwoo to defeat, they're crucial in showcasing his growth. The Double Dungeons boss, for example, is the catalyst for everything that follows, marking a turning point in Jinwoo's evolution. The creatures Jinwoo faces are varied and creatively designed, each presenting its own unique challenge. Some are colossal, others disturbingly cunning, but each battle is a true test of Jinwoo's newfound skills, and the series does a fantastic job of making every encounter feel tense and thrilling. The supporting cast and the antagonists add richness to Solo Leveling's world. Every character, whether friend or foe, plays a role in shaping Jinwoo's journey, making the story deeper and more engaging. The dynamics between characters in Solo Leveling create some of the series' most compelling moments. These relationships offer emotional stakes that elevate the action and help flesh out each character's motivations. At the heart of Jinwoo's journey is his family. His mother and younger sister are his greatest motivators. Everything he does, every dangerous raid he embarks on, is driven by his desire to protect and provide for them. His mother's illness is a constant source of tension and urgency, grounding Jinwoo's quest for strength in something deeply personal. Jinwoo's interactions with other hunters offer another interesting dynamic. He starts out as someone who's pitied or dismissed by his peers, but as the series progresses, we watch him slowly earn their respect. The camaraderie and trust that develop between the hunters are tested in moments of intense action, reminding us that survival in this world is a team effort. Perhaps the most complex relationship in the series isn't between Jinwoo and another person, but between Jinwoo and the quest system itself. The system is both a blessing and a curse, offering power, but also presenting challenges that force Jinwoo to question his moral compass. It's a fascinating interplay, one that keeps viewers on edge as we wonder how far Jinwoo will go to achieve his goals. The relationships in Solo Leveling are more than just window dressing. They're integral to the plot. Whether it's Jinwoo's deep ties to his family or his evolving dynamics With the hunters and the system, each interaction adds emotional weight to the story, making it all the more captivating. The animation and art style of Solo Leveling are nothing short of impressive. The fluidity of motion in action sequences, the rich detail in backgrounds, and the dynamic character designs bring the intense world to life. Each fight is choreographed with precision, making every battle scene a visual spectacle. The use of light and color enhances the atmosphere, immersing viewers fully into the story. I mean, look, auras that glow, spells that sizzle, and explosions that practically leap off the screen. But they don't overdo it. These effects are carefully placed to give key moments extra impact, and when they hit hard. The blend of traditional animation with modern digital effects creates an experience that's both seamless and stunning. The character designs, which are not only faithful to the original webtoon, but even better in some ways. Take Sung Jinwoo, our protagonist. At first, his design reflects his weak and unassuming nature, but as his powers grow, you see it in his look. He evolves, not just in strength, but visually too. His posture, even the way his eyes glow with intensity. It's all about showing his transformation, and it's done so well that you can feel his journey without a word being spoken. The supporting characters also stand out. You've got Cha Hai-in, whose design mirrors her strength and grace, and Yu Jin-ho, whose bright, eager look tells you everything you need to know about his youthful determination. Every character has their own unique look, which makes them easy to remember and gives the world a greater sense of diversity and richness. Of course, we can't forget the monsters and antagonists. The attention to detail here is fantastic. From the terrifying creatures that crawl out of dungeons to the powerful enemies that challenge Jinwoo, each one is crafted with features that make them both unique and menacing. Whether it's the texture of their skin or the way their armor glows in battle, they're visually formidable opponents. But the action sequences are where Solo Leveling truly shines. The choreography is top tier. These aren't your typical one-note battles. Each fight has its own unique rhythm and strategy. Characters move with precision, and the camera angles make you feel like you're right in the middle of the chaos. The fights are dynamic and intense, but there's also a balance. The pacing is superb, allowing for moments of high tension, followed by slower, more deliberate action that builds suspense. Several battles from the first 12 episodes are unforgettable. Take the dungeon boss fight in the double dungeon. You can feel the tension in the air as Jinwoo, still weak at this point, faces off against impossible odds. The stakes are high, and the battle is not just physically intense, it's emotionally gripping too. In fact, I got the chills in that scene. But then there's his fight against the giant snake, a scene that shows just how far Jinwoo has come. His tactical brilliance and raw strength are on full display here, and it's a moment that'll stick with you. As for the art style, it's a brilliant blend of the old and new, giving the series its unique visual identity. The color palette shifts to match the tone of the scenes. In the city, bright and vibrant colors dominate, giving off a sense of energy and life. But once you step into the dungeons or onto the battlefield, the colors darken with shades of gray, black, and red, setting the mood for danger. That contrast in the visuals keeps the viewer engaged and builds tension for when things inevitably go wrong. The lighting and shadows play a huge part in this too. Whether it's the shadow of a towering monster or the light of a character's spell, the interplay between light and dark adds a cinematic feel to the anime. The way shadows creep into scenes creating suspense, and the way light is used to highlight the emotions and intensity of a moment. It all adds layers to the visual storytelling. I personally loved how the character expressions are done. The subtlety here is impressive. You can tell when a character is scared, confident, or in pain just by looking at their face. It's these small details that make you care about the characters and invest in their journey. Did you think so too? To sum it up, the animation and art style of Solo Leveling are nothing short of impressive. The fluidity of the animation, the detail in the designs, and the stunning action sequences make it a visual treat from start to finish. This anime's visuals will keep you hooked and eager for more. It's the kind of show where you don't just watch, you get drawn into the world and feel every moment. The soundtrack and voice acting are integral to Solo Leveling's immersive experience. The music perfectly captures the series' essence, from adrenaline-pumping tracks during battles to softer melodies in introspective moments. I really felt the cast brings these characters to life, not just reading lines, but really embodying them. The performances add layers to the characters, making them feel more real, more relatable. Take Jinwoo, for example. His voice actor nails the journey of this character. At first, we hear Jinwoo's vulnerability, the fear, the frustration of being the weakest hunter. But as the series progresses, his voice changes too. You start hearing that confidence, that determination, that quiet yet powerful resolve. The subtle shifts in tone reflect his growth, making Jinwoo's transformation all the more impactful. In fact, if you've seen any otaku-related news, you would have noticed when the fans were eager to see the execution of Jinwoo's famous "Arise," with the voice actor even trolling the fans when they got too eager with their criticisms. And it's not just Jinwoo. The supporting cast is equally strong. Cha Hai-in's voice actor strikes a perfect balance between strength and empathy, giving us a character who's not just a badass hunter, but also deeply caring. Yu Jinho's voice is full of youthful energy, bringing lightness and warmth to the darker moments of the series. The antagonists, absolutely terrifying, thanks to the voice actors. They don't just sound like villains, they feel like threats. Even the monsters are brought to life through sound, their guttural roars adding to the tension and fear in key scenes. And what really stands out is the emotional range these voice actors bring. Whether it's Jinwoo's quiet moments of introspection or the chaotic frenzy of battle, the actors convey every bit of the emotional spectrum. This makes the characters feel multidimensional, relatable, and keeps us glued to the screen. If you look at any globally popular anime, for example, Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, you'll notice that the voice acting is always spot on. I believe Solo Leveling is also spot on. Solo Leveling doesn't just present a story, it explores profound themes that dig beneath the surface, and these themes are what make Sung Jinwoo's journey so compelling. At its core, Solo Leveling is a story about power, but not in the usual sense. It's about transformation. We watch as Sung Jinwoo evolves from the weakest hunter, someone barely scraping by, to an absolute force to be reckoned with. His journey through the quest system, leveling up step by step, mirrors the desire we all have to grow, improve, and reach our full potential. But this transformation isn't just about gaining raw strength. It's about Jinwoo changing as a person. As he grows stronger, he sheds his insecurities and doubts, becoming more confident and assertive. His journey shows us that transformation, real transformation, happens inside and out. From the start, Jinwoo's world is harsh. It's a place where only the strongest survive, and everyone else, they're left behind. The dangerous dungeons and monsters that hunters face test their very will to live. For Jinwoo, this theme of survival isn't just about staying alive. It's about finding the resilience to keep fighting for something more. He pushes himself to the limit because he knows what's at stake: his family, his future. Every dungeon he enters becomes a test not only of his physical abilities, but of his sheer willpower. And it's this relentless determination that makes his journey so inspiring. With great power comes, well, you know how it goes. But for Jinwoo, it's more than a cliche. As his strength grows, so does his burden. Protecting his loved ones becomes a central part of his motivation, but it comes with sacrifices. Jinwoo often finds himself grappling with difficult decisions, choosing between his personal growth and the safety of those around him. This internal struggle gives his character a depth that's rarely seen in typical power fantasy anime. It shows us that being strong isn't just about winning fights. It's about making the tough choices when it matters most. As Jinwoo rises in power, something else happens. He becomes more isolated. The variabilities that set him apart also separate him from others. Keeping his abilities a secret means distancing himself from those who might not understand, or worse, try to exploit him. This sense of loneliness is further reinforced by the quest system, which often forces him into solitary challenges. Despite the world of hunters being full of people, Jinwoo walks his path alone, and it's this loneliness that adds a layer of complexity to his character. Power comes at a cost, and for Jinwoo, it's the loss of connection with others. Jinwoo's journey is also one of self-discovery. Who is he really? What does it mean to be powerful? As he grows stronger, he's forced to confront the very nature of his identity. Is he still the weak, insignificant, E-rank hunter he once was, or has he become something else entirely? His journey reflects a universal truth that sometimes, in the pursuit of greatness, we have to leave parts of ourselves behind. But as Jinwoo discovers, finding out who you really are is never as simple as gaining power. It's about coming to terms with both your past and your future. It's not just the action and themes that make Solo Leveling stand out. The emotional core of the series is what truly grips viewers, drawing them deeper into the world and its characters. There's something incredibly satisfying about watching Jinwoo succeed. Every time he defeats a powerful monster or unlocks a new ability, we feel that sense of triumph right along with him. The series knows how to make these victories feel earned, not just handed to him. And when the music swells and the screen lights up with Jinwoo's latest accomplishment, it's hard not to feel a rush of adrenaline. It's moments like these that make Solo Leveling such a rewarding watch. But it's not all victory dances and celebrations. The series doesn't shy away from showing Jinwoo's lowest moments, his near-death experiences, the overwhelming odds he faces, and the weight of his choices. These moments of struggle are just as important as the triumphs because they remind us that Jinwoo isn't invincible. He's human, and it's this vulnerability that makes him relatable, even as he becomes more and more powerful. Throughout the series, there are quiet moments where Jinwoo reflects on his journey, his motivations, and what he's becoming. These introspective scenes give the series a depth that goes beyond the typical action-packed narrative. Jinwoo isn't just a character reacting to events. He's actively thinking about who he is and what he wants. And these moments of self-reflection resonate with viewers, reminding us that personal growth often comes with difficult soul-searching questions. Solo Leveling has struck a chord with its audience. Many longtime fans of the series have expressed satisfaction with how their favorite moments have been brought to life. And for those new to Jinwoo's story, the anime has been an exciting introduction to the world of hunters and monsters. The emotional weight of Jinwoo's journey is palpable, making his story not just one of power, but of growth, sacrifice, and self-discovery. As for areas of improvement, the pacing could be a bit more balanced in certain episodes, and it wouldn't hurt to flesh out some of the supporting cast a bit more. But these are minor critiques in what has otherwise been a standout series. In just 12 episodes, Solo Leveling has proven itself as a force to be reckoned with in the anime world. Its blend of thrilling action, emotional depth, and complex themes makes it more than just another power fantasy. It's a story about what it means to grow, to sacrifice, and to discover who you really are. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the original webtoon or a newcomer, there's no denying that Solo Leveling is a must-watch, and it's only just getting started. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Solo Leveling. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow anime enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth looks at your favorite series.